Hello, this is Will Faerber from Art to Ride once again, back with our jump rope challenge. Now, I know you've all been trying this at home, and I've had a few thoughts about it while doing it myself. Once again, I'm going into maybe my second week of working on this. But some things that I've really noticed that I think will really help you all, and I have noticed already in this last week, after just a couple of weeks of this, I'm just feeling more centered on the back of a horse again, this sort of thing, which you lose very quickly. Don't forget, just like horses, they start losing condition, and if you haven't been riding a lot, that quickly goes. Like within 2 weeks, you start to lose muscle tone and even muscle memory. So something you want to bear in mind. So as this is a way of developing riders, I think it's fantastic because it also gives you the feel. The thing that's epiphany that I've had, so to speak, is that when horses work, when we jump rope, a horse, as we remember, or should remember, that horses actually stand on their toes. So if I were a horse, this would actually be what a horse's foot is like. They actually stand on the toe. My ankle here would correspond to the horse's fetlock joint and up to the knee. And so you can actually get a feel for what a horse is doing by doing this. So if you get on both knees, a good thing to do is practice this and just find your balance right there and find where you can just, and this is a great way to start too, because I see everybody really jumping into this and I don't want to see anybody get hurt in the process. And this is the big, most important thing, and it's also what you need to understand about what the horse has to do. So you see how this really balances me. If I let go of my core, boom, I'm going to fall forward. So just by doing nothing else but getting on your toes and engaging your core enough to be able to find that center of gravity is going to help you a great deal and develop your seat. And then if you can just start bouncing like this, before you even get to jumping the rope I'm talking about, and just get that feel of sinking. And then once you get to that, when we jump, there should be very little sound, or none at all if you can. So you want to push off your toes and land back onto your toes again, which is what a horse is doing, for instance, when it's thrusting into the back. And feel how if you lower here, that's the feeling you want to get. It's this silent, little, small jumping like that, boom. But you feel how my heels are never going back on the ground, and I'm sinking. So just like a horse must do, a horse that's going into collection is going to be sinking down like this and getting more spring back up into the air. That lets them push back up a little bit more. But it's that feeling that there's no concussion in the knees. If it hurts, you're not doing it right. And it's the same thing for the horse. So this is really a great way, I think, to gain empathy for what the horse goes through in having to carry you and what it has to learn to do this, but to get a feel for that. In fact, when I do this, it almost feels like to me like I'm actually on a horse. So think about that as you have to stretch up through your core as you feel that energy push up through your legs. That's what you want to have happen when you feel the back of the horse. So, some thoughts about the jump rope. I'm just really excited that so many of you have joined this challenge. And I look forward to see how, once again, this really gets you out of breath very, very fast. So, I look forward to seeing how this helps all of you develop your seats and positions over the next 2 months' time. So, thanks again for joining me. This is Will Faerber. Hey, it's Will again. So I've had another little epiphany about the jump rope and how it can apply to what we do as riders. So we can get rid of the jump rope entirely for this exercise, but ultimately the idea would be to add the jump rope to it. But once again, if you find that position where you're just on your toes like that, where you can balance, you're pulling yourself up through the core, and engaging those glutes back there, so you find that perfect balance, and then just start to bounce, just as if you would if you were jumping over the rope, and then you begin to add some elevation to that, pushing off your toes, landing back on your toes, not your flat feet, but then from there, look what you can do. So you can go into left diagonal position, so you could jump like that, to give yourself the position and feeling of what your legs have to do in position on the back of the horse, and then you can jump straight, like that, and then you can go into right diagonal position. And this really actually gives you a great feeling of how you have to stretch out and release through your hips to get this to happen, and stay relaxed instead of clamping up, which is what most people's problem are. You know, you could even get the feeling of, a little like you're cantering, the left and right like that. In the leads and back in the center. And once again, left diagonal position, center, right diagonal position in the center, and boom. So, I know for me, that felt like I could engage rather than anything else I've ever done in my life. By doing this, I feel I can actually engage all the muscles that I need to ride a horse, unlike anything else that I've tried, and I've tried them all, walking, running, all the different kinds of machines. Also why I do like the elliptical machine being the next best thing. But this adds a whole nother level to it. So give that a try to have some fun. And remember that you don't need the rope. What I'm doing now is just starting with a bounce. I'm just trying to keep my 10 minutes going, just nonstop, in one way or another, adding in the rope, keep going. Once again, practice with these things, have some fun with it. Will Faerber, I'll see you next time.